So, we are going to do part 2 of how to write a story. I've used that structure that we talked about last time, somebody wanted but so then, to do some planning for my story. And now it's going to be time to start my writing. Sometimes it can be really easy to get started on a story, and other times it can be really, really challenging. And so, what I'd like to do is give you some ideas. You do not have to start with the title right away, but if it pops into your head, then maybe you already have a sense of what it should be. In this case, I'm going to start at the very top, and you might be able to notice that there's a red line. I don't really like it when my writing goes over that red line, so I use that as a guide. And I'm going to name the story because it's popped into my head. But again, you don't need to write the title of your story right away. Sometimes that's something that comes a little later. So the name of my story is going to be Charlie Chick. Now remember, with titles, all of the main words are capitalized at the beginning, okay? And I'm going to put at the very top by, it's always important to put your name on there somewhere, Mrs. Michael. Doesn't exactly matter where your name goes. It can go at the end of the story too, but it's important that you put it somewhere because you're the author. So somebody, just as a recap, Charlie Chick is my character. Now, we usually start a story in an exciting way and sometimes with some dialogue, but we're not going to do that here. We're going to try and keep it pretty simple. So Charlie Chick. Charlie Chick. And I'm going to use one sentence at the beginning to describe my character. Somebody. Charlie Chick was a lonely little yellow. And I'm going to skip down because there's no room. Chicken or chick. And I'm going to put a period at the end. Notice that I put a capital at the beginning of my sentence. There are finger spaces in between my words, and I've swept down when I ran out of room here. I didn't try to squish anything in. And I haven't skipped lines, but you can if you want to. I've also put a period at the end of my sentence because that's the end of my thought. And you can do the same. So I've described my character at the beginning, but I haven't yet told the problem. Charlie Chick was a lonely little yellow chick. Good writers always reread their writing to make sure that it makes sense. Here's the next part. And he wanted a, sweep down, friend. And that's pretty easy because we already did the thinking about that. That's what he wanted. Now, we could say but we don't usually start a sentence with but, so here's what I'm going to do. You can either turn that period into a comma and say but he didn't have any, or you could say he did not have a friend. Charlie Chick was a lonely little yellow chick. He wanted a friend. He did not have a friend. So what is he going to do? So he asked a worm to be his friend. The worm was too scared. So there you go. There's his first attempt. He asked the worm, but his worm said no. So we've done that part, we've done that part, we've done that part, we've done that part. But look at that. We're already halfway through or more than halfway through our story. Just like that. The next animal that he asks, and I'm going to skip down because it's kind of a new idea. So he asked a crow to be his friend. The crow, I think we said he was too fast, was too fast. So now he's had another try, and that didn't work. And now he was feeling really sad. So maybe we can talk about that. We can say, now Charlie Chick felt maybe very sad, because he was already a little lonely and sad. Felt very sad. Oops. Now maybe we can use a fancy word like suddenly or just then. Those are called transition words, and they make a story exciting. Suddenly, he heard a crack. A crack. The egg next to him broke open. There was another chick. And I'm going to put an exclamation mark because that's very exciting. So Charlie's going to ask, so he asked, do you want? And I'm going to turn the page here. To be my friend. We could put a question mark there. And this is something fancy called quotation marks. We won't talk about that too much. We'll talk about it in a different video. Do you want to be my friend? Yes, said the other chick. Then, now we want to finish off the story. What did they do again? Then they played together. They played together for the rest of their days. For the rest of their days. And you can say the end, or I think we've kind of shown that it's the end, so we don't even need to put the end. So let's check through our list. We've started the story. There's a title. We've put our name. There's capitals at the beginning of every sentence. There are spaces in between the words. There are periods at the end. And the story follows that structure of somebody wanted, but so then. And so you can try the same. It does not have to be this long. It could be very short. And I might just show you a very short version of this same story in another video. Thanks for listening.